Easy veterano, old family first fam. Taught the world to swing that double-edged sword, it works fam. BJJ from GJJ, like Cool Herc gave birth to what your DJ plays. But despite the lineage, I will never be closed-minded. Refuse to see beyond the lines, you go blind. Rocker travels the 10th planet, I flow free. I'm welcome on mini-mats, gi to nogi. Though my branch traces roots to the original tree. Roots sprouted from the original seed. Water with blood, sweat, and tears, spotlight with sunlight. That tree became a forest, ballet tudo done right. Then Hoist dominated them all in one night. And hate song hasn't been beaten in one fight. Flow with the go, in a hit on and Holly know that to continue to win, we must continue to grow. Let's go!
Do it again. Very good.
David Banzino, physician, scientist, searching for a way to tap into the hidden strengths that most people have. An accidental overdose of gamma radiation alters his body chemistry. And now, when David Banzino grows angry or outraged, a startling metamorphosis occurs. The creature is driven by rage and pursued by an investigative reporter.
Mr. Margie, don't make me to be angry. You don't gonna like it if I'm gonna be angry.
The creature is wanted for the murder of Vinnie Magalesh. David Banzino is also believed to be dead, and he must let the world think that he is dead until he can find a way to control the raging spirit that dwells within him.
See 10.
You haven't seen that? Put the gloves down. Let's go, guys. You haven't seen that one?
You probably have, you just don't remember.
Also, guys, remember, new rules. New rule starting Monday, next Monday. No more t-shirts. No more t-shirts. Gotta have a rash mark. No more t-shirts get caught. Feet and toes get caught. T-shirts. They get too flabby.
Muévelo para allá, muévelo para acá. Muévelo para allá, muévelo para acá. Muévelo para allá, muévelo, muévelo, muévelo para allá, muévelo, muévelo, muévelo para allá, muévelo, muévelo, muévelo para allá, muévelo para acá, 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 para muévelo para allá, muévelo para acá, muévelo para allá, muévelo para acá, muévelo para allá, muévelo para acá.
Now remember, warm-ups B2, the rolling kimura to the back. We're gonna take the back and get a full choke, but we're all, after the choke, we're gonna rewind a little bit, and then we're gonna go through safe haven. All right, so it's a little like this. She's gonna do it to me. We're sitting up here, she's messing with my wrist, boom. She hits me with a rolling kimura.
Jiu-jitsu has evolved so much. Tell us about that. You're brown belt now and competing and winning as much as possible.
Yes, I compete a lot of jiu-jitsu, and I always try to establish my jiu-jitsu for MMA, and I do this for everybody, for the fans, for my friends, and of course you guys. Thank you guys for everything, guys. I love you guys.
Richie, what is next for you?
I'm gonna keep on fighting until I get to the top. Explode helped me so much, and I'm super proud to fight for them, and I'm proud to be one of their fighters.
Well, you showed everybody why he is known as the Boogeyman. He puts people to sleep. Richie, Martinez, Team Awesome Philippines. San Diego Combat Academy, another great job.
Y'all ready? That's the end. Got his aim on the top and he's holding steady, ready to lock down, pound for pound, the best around, get it to the ground, and it's over already. Rubber guard, we come hard. Let haters hate until we draw your card, cause we don't give an inch, but we taking yards. You can't scratch us, nigga, but we leaving scars. Pack a bowl and let's roll. Stone of control and walk away with the gold. You can try to resist with clenched fist and get pissed when you get twisted and insist that you wish that we didn't exist. All we wanna do is coexist, but it seems all our motives are missed, so we got no choice but to stand in the midst of resistance. And keep trucking along, hitting the bong, and nigga it's on until we prove you wrong, till the fat lady starts singing a song. K-U-N-G-F-U. Here to do what we gotta do to get through to you, that a whole crew leave you black and blue, just like you knew that we could, cause we're good and the best, and the rest can protest and suggest to suppress, but nevertheless we still win every contest with grace and finesse. Who would've guessed? Can you believe it? Crusade and start underrated. We waited, stayed for a minute, and skated straight to the top of it. We stayed on top of our game as we paid it. Slowly the haters invaded. Some say love, some say fake, but love it or hate it, we made it.
And let's put in some happy little tree shapes, and just all we're doing is just sort of touching the canvas and
Set yourself It's like a melted chinchilla.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Freakazoid representing 10 Planet Vista, the Freak Show and Phalanx family. I'm about to show you guys 20 ways to get into a truck. These are just 20 ways right now, real quick, but there's probably endless ways to get into a truck. Just think about all the possibilities. Don't sleep on the truck. Freaks don't sleep. 10 Planet Vista. Oos. Yo, that was 20 ways into the truck. Have fun with it. Be open-minded. Try to find your ways into a truck. There's endless possibilities, like I said before. I like to say thanks to my partner, Daniel Elizondo, for representing 10 Planet Vista and representing what I'm all about, the truck. Oos. Truck. I want to say thanks to my companion, my teammate, Daniel Lozano. Sorry, I don't know what I say. I want you want to just introduce yourself. I should introduce you in the beginning, or should I just outro you? All right, do it again. I'm gonna say I want to say thanks to my homie, my partner, Daniel Lozano. Don't sleep on the truck, you know, cause the truck is the shit. Cut. One more.
Aim for the head, go for the throat. One for the money and two for the show. Shooting like stars to travel the globe. Zooming your view like a Truman alone. Root of the bone, roof getting blown. All for this motherfucker burying my soul. Now that you know, take it in stride. Nobody's gonna make it out alive. You're probably gonna wanna pray to Christ. Take a moment to breathe and heed advice. Weaving these webs to seeds of lies. Attracts every angle, creed and type. I knew that I couldn't believe the hype. I knew I had to see it in a different light. I knew I gotta...
To warm-ups, G, the top half passes, we had three. We had three top half passes. No hand pass, Dominator, which is like the no hand pass with double underhooks, and also the twister pass. Also, after we passed with those top half passes, we had three different ways to mount. Basic knee on the belly, knee slide mount, most basic way to mount. Second one was the Brennan mount, unorthodox way to mount, different way to mount. The third one, tiptoe mount, another way to mount from twister side control. Now we're adding a third top half pass, probably one of the most important top half passes. This is back in the bomb squad days, man, we were heavy on the Buttock Compressor, super extra heavy with it. We're bringing it back, putting it into warm-ups G, the top half passes. This is the fourth one. All just like the one we just did, warm-up B. Warm-up speed. We had three. Now we added four. The toe hold. That's the fourth one of the Hail Mary warm-ups. Hail Mary. Time's running out. Straight ankle lock. Hail Mary. Time running out. Rolling kimura. Hail Mary. Time running out. Marcellatine. Hail Mary. Time running out. Toe hold. Flying toe hold. You got to get on that shit. Can't pass their guard. It's 45 seconds. If you have one of those four Hail Marys in your back pocket, ready to go, you're always in the mix. Always in the mix. Always. Guys with killer straight ankle locks. You know. I know in my heart, I'm like, we got a minute, he can pull this off. All he needs is that foot, and he's got a shot. But if you're not known for the straight ankle lock, and you haven't even passed the guard yet, you're like, this one's over, son. This one ain't happening. You understand? That's why that straight ankle lock, we keep doing it, keep working on it, keep practicing it. And you're seeing it pop up everywhere in tournaments, everywhere, all the guys hitting straight ankle locks. Lila, at the last Naga or Grappler's Quest, she's going against a really good girl who's wrecking some of my girls. Lila just got that ankle lock and just sent her home. Not today. That was the warm-ups. That was the warm-ups. Kita pulls off a Marcella team in a tournament here. She's never done one in her life, right? They never won that, and all of a sudden, boom! That was the warm-up. The warm-up. How are you going to practice something so much and not master it? It's impossible. Even if you hate a move, you could hate it. Oh, there's Lila right there. So, those are the Hail Marys. Everyone got to have them 4 Hail Marys in their back pocket. A minute to go. There's always hope, always. Especially when you're having trouble passing someone's guard. And that's gonna happen time and time again. You run into someone who can't pass the goddamn guard, time's running out. Rolling toe hold, woo, that's a huge one. All right? So now with these warm-ups are generally, mostly about the top half passes, but I connected different ways to mount and different ways to escape the mount. That's how these warm-ups end. Start with the top half pass, a certain way to mount, and then a certain way to get out of the mount. So just in the warm-ups, the 8 sets of warm-ups, we have now 6 different ways to escape the mount that we're gonna hit continuously without wavering, ever. So without even thinking about it, just going through the warm-ups, you're gonna have 6 ways to get out of the mount, which is huge. The first one, we do no hand pass, basic mount transition to the upa. Get your explosion on. That's a huge way to mount. The more explosion you have, the better your bridge is, the more you can rely on that mount escape. That might be your bread and butter. Some guys, that's their bread and butter. They got some explosion. They got a serious bridge. The second mount escape after the Dominator, very important, and the Brennan mount. It's nice to have that one in your arsenal. They never see it coming. It ain't easy to mount. You may want to mount. You may be begging to mount, but the guy's not gonna let you just mount. It's hard to mount sometimes. You got lucky you passed the guard. Now you ain't gonna mount. You gotta be really good at mounting. So the Brennan mount's huge. And then that mount escape was the Hail Mary mount escape. And then I threw on the crippler on that. Very complex leg lock, the best leg lock in the game. Why not? We're there, boom. Everything in the warm-ups we're gonna be masters of, right? Might as well throw in that juicy leg lock right there. The most important leg lock in the game, in my opinion, and the opinion of all the guys at AYAHUASCA. They've been doing leg locks since number 2. Why not slip that one in there too? Mount escape with the best leg lock. Boom, why not? So everyone's gonna have the best leg lock in the game. All you gotta do is come to class. You get it? And then the third one, my forte, twister pass, off Z stuff, give you a little look. You're trying to get to that twister pass, you threaten with that toe hold, they give you it. They defend the toe hold, but they give you that top half twister pass position. Very important. And then we finish up the twister pass. And then that mount escape is the Alcatraz. Escape from Alcatraz. Very important. One of my go-tos. Those are just 3 of the warm-ups. Now the 4th one, Buttock Compressor. And this way, and then the mount transition that we're going to use is a different way to mount. I think it's called the goat mount. We're going to go over that. I think it's called the dope mount or the dummy mount. I don't know, BJ Penn named it. I forget what it's called. We'll call it the dope mount. And then the mount escape that we're going to tag onto that is the latest mount escape that I've been working. It's a cousin of Alcatraz. It saved my ass many times training for Metamoris. When I was getting Shark Tank and get my ass just crushed. This is the way I escaped. All right, so the Buttock Compressor goes a little something like this. Let me use, so now we're here. Anytime someone has the lockdown in, you have the lockdown in, if she's not clinched onto me, lockdown's useless. So this drill is not only going to show you how to break lockdowns apart to smithereens, but it's also going to teach the guy on the bottom the valuable lesson. If you have a lockdown in, you do not let, you've got to clinch it. You can't let me just go back and stand up here. I can stand up in the lockdown and sit back and crush your leg right here. There's weird things you can do right here. Like, why would she let me do that? Or if she's not holding on to me, she's got the lockdown, we go to the Buttock Compressor. I'm gonna...
Van Anderson went to Rio and reported on the measures the city is taking to reduce its crime rate before the World Cup and the Olympics. This is his debrief.
It's not common to see dead bodies on the streets of Rio. It's very common to see them in the favelas. I was surprised to find one dead body 2 blocks away from Copacabana Beach. It had been shot during a fight the night before, but not discovered until the sun came up. But you know, even though I was surprised to see a body so close to one of the most famous beaches in the world, the residents who were out walking their dogs and getting coffee didn't seem surprised at all. It was very difficult to get everyone to speak on camera. We spent 3 nights hanging out with one drug gang, and we weren't allowed to get our cameras out, just trying to earn their trust. It was incredibly frustrating because we were watching kilos and kilos of coke being imported and cut by teenagers with assault rifles on their backs, but we weren't allowed to film anything. In the end, we couldn't hook up with them because their camp was actually raided by the police a few nights after we were there. The other drug gang we started hanging out with, they said we had to agree not to show their faces and not to reveal too much about the exact locations of things like the lab where they cut their coke. But yeah, it took at least three nights of hanging out all night. I mean, literally 6, 7 p.m. till sunrise before they finally trusted us enough to say, okay, you can get your cameras out. No, I didn't feel safe. I mean, when you first enter a favela that's controlled by drug traffickers, there are no lights or very few lights. You drive through a military-style checkpoint, and on every corner there are teenagers with brand new assault rifles. And they're saying, you know, 2 or 3 gringos have just arrived, shall I let them through? And they eventually let you through. And you meet the drug boss, and he was okay with us. He was friendly, and he said, you know, we were okay to hang out there, but you know, at the end of the day, you're surrounded by armed teenagers who are often drunk, stoned, or high on the coke that they're selling. I felt like at any moment we could say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing, or someone else could say or do the wrong thing, and it could turn nasty. And of course, out there, turning nasty means someone ends up with 20 or 30 bullets in them. And there's an unwritten set of rules there, I think, where if the traffickers do what they do to each other, and in their favelas, then often they're left unmolested. If they were to kill a tourist or kill a policeman, then I think they know that the police special forces, the BOPE, would come into their favela and just kill 20 or 30 people at random, which has happened before. BOPE are the police special forces. Their emblem is a skull with a knife through it. Their motto is knife in the skull. They don't care at all what the outside world thinks of them or Rio or favelas. All they care about is, you know, after they've gone through one of the most brutal boot camps in the world, they are one of the most lethal military forces, certainly in Latin America. After they've gone through all that, all they care about is chasing, capturing, or killing the bad guys. We met quite a few people who said they were happier to live under drug traffickers than they are now living in a police-controlled favela. When drug traffickers or militias control a neighbourhood, they don't allow petty crime and crimes like domestic violence and rape just don't really happen because the drug traffickers will kill the perpetrators. I'm sure there are lots of other people who are happier not to live in neighbourhoods controlled by armed, high teenagers with assault rifles, but it was surprising how many people were happier to live under the rule of the drug trafficker. I didn't meet anyone in the favelas who was excited about the World Cup or the Olympics. I mean, to be honest, I didn't meet that many people who even talk about it. It just doesn't even register for them. I don't think they think it will affect them at all. There are a lot of people who are angry about the Olympics and the World Cup because they see so much money being spent on stadiums, new roads, bus routes, and no money whatsoever being spent on them. One of the biggest complaints about pacification of the favelas is that you know, while there's a massive focus on getting rid of armed drug traffickers, there is no focus whatsoever on healthcare, sewage, schooling. So I think the poor of Rio, you know, the favela residents feel completely neglected.
you go and you're not coming back from.
Empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
The idea behind the sport is that two men who are very highly technically trained are going to go in and try and impose their skill sets on each other and see who comes out on top.
People think that MMA is a vicious blood sport are very deluded. It's just that they're not educated in the subject enough. People think that if we're thugs and we're just out to hurt each other, it's more of a mental game, it's more like a game of chess but with your bodies.
And these guys are some of the most skilled athletes you'll ever come across. You could devote your life to it and never master it. It's an incredible sport.
My name's Robert Carlin. I'm 34 years old. I work here in 99 MMA. We do a lot of stuff here. We do Thai boxing, we do Jiu-jitsu, we do boxing, general MMA, lots of conditioning classes as well.
I'm Steph Lack. I'm a senior reporter at the Herald and Evening Times in Glasgow. One of my responsibilities is covering mixed martial arts for Herald Sport. There's definitely misconceptions about the sport, there's no doubt about it. It's the most common one is that it's kind of no rules, kind of bare knuckle fighting, which is kind of probably what it started out as, really. But the sport's moved on a lot since then, and it's now, you know, in most parts of the world regulated very strictly.
My name's Grant Douglas. I'm the director and the owner and the head coach at the Lion's Den. For me, the most common misconception that's based around about MMA, especially modern MMA, is that there's no rules and that it's basically a pit fight where people go in and brutalise each other.
The most common misconception I know of is that people think that we're all thugs, like street thugs, and that they think that there's no rules. In reality, there's quite a few rules, about 31 rules that you can't do things. So people think because we fight in a cage that we're all animals and street thugs, but they only get that reason because wild animals are kept in cages and prisoners are kept in cages, and we get tarred with the same brush.
The conception that the sport is a brutal, unregulated kind of bare-knuckle fighting couldn't be further from the truth. It's growing so rapidly, mixed martial arts around the world. Even here in Scotland, there's promotions cropping up all the time. We've now got one fighter in the UFC in Robert Whiteford. We've got another one very shortly who's going to be in the UFC, Joanne Calderwood. The sport has just grown at an incredible rate in Scotland, and I hope it continues to do so. The skill level required is huge, it's massive, and these guys are as talented sportsmen and athletes as you're ever likely to come across.
There's a lot of skills required to be a mixed martial artist. You basically need a good foundation of boxing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu and Thai boxing if you can. With Muay Thai, is known as Thai boxing, you get to start off with strikes. So you strike with your legs, strike with your hands. So you learn kicks, punches, but you also throw knees, elbows, and you do a lot of clinch work as well. The other aspect is the groundwork. When you go to the ground, you need jiu-jitsu and you need wrestling. Wrestling gives you a lot of control, and it can help you to pin somebody down so that they can't move and get away from you. Once you get them down, you need to be able to do jiu-jitsu. And with jiu-jitsu, it's all about submissions and how to choke somebody out or how to submit them through maybe arm locks, shoulder locks. If you want to excel, you need to get really competent in all areas. It's a very, very complex thing.
At the end of the day, it's a sport, and anyone that takes part in it is just as dedicated as any other sportsman, if not more so, to perfect the art that they love.
MMA's helped and improved my life dramatically. Since then, it's developed my life and enhanced my life because it meant all the boxes that were being ticked when I was in the forces are still being ticked when I'm out here. plus I get to help other people in the community, and I get to have my kids run about me while I'm training and stuff, so it's an amazing experience, it's an amazing sport.
I think I'd be a completely different person if I didn't have MMA in my life. I really don't know, because I've been training since I was 11 in martial arts, I really don't even have any idea of what kind of person I would have ended up being. But I don't think I'd have had the discipline or the respect, or I don't think I'd be as humble as I am now.
Having my children in the gym from a young age, it's teaching them discipline, it's teaching them integrity, honesty, compassion, teamwork, communication skills, everything that you could possibly want your kids to grow up having as part of their, their character and their makeup, has been instilled in them from a very young age.
It's changed my life. Jiu-jitsu training changed my life for a while there. So yeah, I can say from first-hand experience and second-hand experience that is something that if you devote yourself to it, it will give you huge rewards.
I am Samantha and I love Jiu-jitsu. My name is Victoria and I love kickboxing.
My name is Marcus and I love MMA.
It's the most exciting sport in the world. It's the fastest growing sport in the world, and it's here to stay as far as I'm concerned.
I'm a family man, I'm an athlete, and I'm a human being. I'm more than a cage fighter.
Now, the end of this warm-up, like the previous warm-ups, about the same. First one was the Oompa Explosion. Second one was Hail Mary for you flexible guys to the crippling. Third one was Alcatraz, huge. The fourth one, very similar to Alcatraz. And like I mentioned earlier, this one saved my ass so many times in the Shark Tanks at Jean Jacques. This is the mount escape that I use 80% of the time. I was using this one all the time. Now, you gotta remember, anytime someone is mounting you, anytime, you don't want to give up an underhook. It's hard to escape when you got your arm jacked up. So that means, anytime you're on the mount, try to jack an underhook up, right? Anytime someone does something to you that feels really uncomfortable, that's what you want to get good at. If you're like claustrophobic in certain spots, like shit, I can't move. I gotta learn this one. You want to put people in that, right? You just don't want to learn how to defend it. What fun is that? Oh, I'm gonna defend this one. I'm smart, but defend it and learn how to do it too. He just showed you some badass shit. He fucked you up. You can have that too if you just want to learn it. It isn't like he did it on a Ouija board. He asked for fucking the Lord of Darkness to give him this secret submission or position. Anybody can do it. He's like, damn, he's lucky. He's one of those few that can do it. You could do anything anybody else is doing. It's better when they figure it out and they get good at it. They did the research and development, you just copy it. That's way easier than spending all this goddamn time trying to figure out some shit that might not pan out. A lot of moves don't pan out. You might spend a lot of time going down dark roads You're like, shit. And you don't want to give up that move. Because it's like, damn, this is my move. You don't want to give it up. You named it yourself. Your name. You named it your name. So now you don't ever want to give that one up. This is the compeller. You hold on to it. You don't want to let it go. You got to carve shit out too. If it ain't working, carve that shit out. Even if you named it your last name. The Smadja. I want to call it the Smadja. It's a variation of the Lila. What the fuck was I talking about? But then I got into some stupid shit. I forget. I'm sorry.
Jacking the arm up.
Jacking the arm up. Jacking the arm up. I get it. Woo! That was a long road right there. That's what I just said. It wasn't even worth it. It wasn't even entertaining. I get it. Anytime you're mounted, anytime, unless someone's throwing punches at you, remember the mount is so much easier when you can punch somebody. Damn. You got a guy covering up punches, everything's right there. These arms are right there for you. The transition to spider webs right there for you. Arm triangles right there for you. But when there's no punching and a guy can do this, man, you can mount, you might not have shit. He doesn't have to protect his face. He just gets into the vampire. Oh, no, the mummy. The mummy. You see how my elbows are really in? If I'm just here with a regular T-Rex, I can still get my elbows caught. He mounts me, like, oh, I'm safe. No, you're not. You're going to have your arms like this. So you got to really hide your elbows. Just like in quarter guard, you got to hide your elbow like this. If you're here in quarter guard, you're going to get it jacked up. You got to be really stingy with your elbows. When someone mounts you, you get in a mummy right away. You mummify yourself. Right here, don't let it. And then, once you get in the mummy, then you slowly, if he's got his feet crossed, you got to open up his feet. If you can't open up his feet, man, it's going to be a long mount for you. You got to be able to break those feet open. Then he's going to cross them and you break them open. And you're looking for a little spot where you broke open his feet and you got down on your hip on your side. Because right here he's got his feet crossed. Then I'm breaking them open and now I'm here. Now he can't cross his feet now. He can only cross his feet if I'm like this. He can't cross his feet if I'm like this. He got his feet crossed. I need a I used to do that. I used to show up to work when I was 16 years old with all my friends. We used to work at a swap meet. You know, swap meet is like a drive-in during the day. They have, you know, it's like a swap meet, right? Yeah. And at night it's a drive-in. But the snack bar works the same way at night with the drive-in and during the day. So they had us, the long-haired guys. They didn't know it was me and my 5 long-haired friends. They didn't know what to do with us, so they made us in charge of restoring the soda and the ice to the Coke stands all over. There's like 6 Coke stands. So all we did is we go to the snack bar, fill up ice buckets, and then walk through the swamp meet and relieve them of their lunch, give them more supplies. So it was hard to keep track of us. So sometimes there was like 5 of us, 2 of us could do the job. So what we do, they wouldn't know, we would all get there and punch in, and then 2 or 3 of us would leave. And then they would punch out for us, and they would never even know that we left. Edit that out.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And at first, we used to just take naps under the big screen. 2 of us would just sleep all day. We'd get mop heads as pillows and sleep on, and make beds and shit. We'd sleep for hours. We didn't smoke weed back then. A couple of my friends did, but I didn't. I was too scared. I was scared.
I'd like to meet that.
Huh?
I'd like to meet that Eddie. Too scared of weed.
Yeah, I was scared. Oh, you wouldn't like that.
Zoom in. Want to zoom in some more? What happened?
once. Careful, Richie. There it is, Richie. There it is, Richie. Watch that, he's going to go underneath you, Richie. He's going to go take half guard. There you go. Relax, Richie, relax.
There it is.
And the winner in first 170-pound division, representing OTM, Gary Tannen. Give it up for Gary Tannen.
Plug 12 TV.
Get this black belt right now. What can I say, man? He's a fantastic teacher. One of the best teachers in the entire association. If we had a contest and he ended up winning best teacher in the association, I wouldn't be shocked. He could be the best. For sure he's top 5. You'd have to have that competition, have a vote and all that kind of stuff. Polls and all that stuff, but he's definitely top 5. I mean, you guys here are very, very lucky. And the amount of knowledge and the way he can convey all that knowledge to everybody. And I'm inspired. When it comes down to HQ, I let him teach. And I have no doubts that he's going to rock the house every time he shows up. He's got an insane leg lock game. Very, 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 very important to the Templar Association. The amount of leg lock information that's being brought in from him. I mean, I'm pretty good at leg locks, like certain ones like leg compressions and calf cramps and stuff like that. But I probably don't know a fifth of the leg locks that he knows. I just got mine a little bit. He has the whole entire Salvo system that he brings into the association. He does seminars. He's in charge of the hot boxes. I'm glad that I don't really have to. There's so much to learn, so much to bring in, and if he wasn't around, I'd have to bring in the leg locks myself. I'd have to go to Russia and live there for 6 months or something. But thank God, there's so much other stuff. I'll let Hersey take care of that. You know what I mean? And I ain't hating. I'm like, go learn from him. You know, he's bringing in the leg locks. You know, when you talk about certain jiu-jitsu associations, Some of the big ones, they're very adamant about no heel hooks, no reaping. Fuck that. The last thing I want is some leg lock master coming into my school and breaking up my legs. And me having to tell, you want the leg locks here? Oh man, that's embarrassing. Isn't that embarrassing? Guy comes into your school, leg locks everybody. That ain't, you know, so for me, before Herzog joined the association, we were always allowed reaping and heel hooks. That was never disallowed. I want my guys to be ready. I want to have leg lock assassins, and I do. Shigeki was my first one. He's a black belt, and he was my first one. He was the one heel hooking everybody. Heel hooking everybody. Heel hooking shit out there. Get them used to it. I don't want my guys getting caught in competition. That's embarrassing for me, right? So, you know, and on top of his ability to teach and spread the system and create monsters at the he's about as the ultimate team player you can get. 10 Planets team. 10 Planets I'm not. It's not Eddie Bravo's team. It's Eddie Bravo at Jiu-jitsu.com. It's none of that. It's nobody's. 10 Planets is the team. It's the team. And when someone in Bethlehem wins and they go 10, man, everybody feels it. I feel it. I know I feel it. Yeah, they go 10. And everyone in Phoenix feels it. When John Michael goes up at 10 after he taps someone out, Kevin Reed, we all feel it. That's the team aspect. You're a team player. You don't all have to be team players. You don't have to be team players. A lot of guys who go there represent them. You don't have to be. That's the love. Some guys come to 10 Planet Rochester and they don't even give a shit about 10 Planet. They were just passing by and they just saw jiu-jitsu and they came in and they want to learn how to choke people out. They want to get good exercise. They don't really care. They don't want to send that shit or whatever. They go home and they got their life. They're not really worried about 10 Planet. I love them too. I love all of them. They all, I understand. You know, people used to tell me I can't train that much longer. Where you been? And I kid, man. I'm like, get a babysitter, dude. This jiu-jitsu. What are you doing? Get a babysitter. Now I know. I'm like, ooh, I go up to them one by one. I'm like, oh, no wonder you don't train no more. Shit. I get it. I'm sorry. I was just always thinking, babysitter, please. You got jiu-jitsu. You get your purple belt. You got it. Now I get it. Little baby, now I get it. I got love for all of them. But there's a certain aspect of 10 Planet in the arts. We want to represent right? When we wear 10 Planet, we're going to represent for everybody around the world. For the guys in Australia. It's a good thing. If you go to Gracie Baja, you got a Gracie Baja shirt, it's a good, everyone in Gracie Baja feels that. Team player. And Herzog, he's on the forum every day. You gotta be serious to play on the forum every day. You gotta be down for 10. Zach, all you guys. A lot of guys. Herzog's always on the 10WO. That's a private forum for all the moonheads. Herzog's our meme master. No one makes better memes than him. Maybe Jake from St. Louis, that's from Alton. That's about it. Yeah. You don't want to get into meme wars with Herzog. Herzog will crush you. He's like the Joe Rogan of memes. Seriously. So that, on 10WO, that's a moonhead forum. That's a private forum. You have to be a moonhead forum. And he's on every day, going back and forth, helping other new moonheads with business models, how to sign things up, what's the best thing to do, search engine optimization, all that crap. We're all there working together. And it makes me very proud to have someone like a general, top general, like Chris Herzog holding it down. I'm a busy MRF-er. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I can't even make it on the forum every day. Sometimes I can't make it on the 10W. But I know if Chris is watching everything, if anything goes wrong, he shoots me a text. We got some food acting up on the forum right after that. Chris is right there. no doubt. So all you guys who train here, any of you guys that are even in the area and can make it out once a month, that's very lucky, because not only does he have his own leg lock style and all that, that's what he specializes in his seminars, generally leg lock seminars generally, but he knows the whole 10 punts. I'm gonna have a big round of applause for him.
First of all, I want to obviously thank Eddie, thank all my students. I wouldn't be here without you guys. You know, I can't. I mean, I think you guys are my students, but you guys are my family. You know, there's days I'm tired, exhausted, broken. I can barely walk, and I can think about it. It's like, God damn it, I gotta get to 9 o'clock class in the morning. I know Joey's gonna be there. I know Jamie's gonna be there. I know Chad's gonna show up. Tom's gonna show up. I have to drag my ass out in the morning. I've done a lot of damage to my body over the years, and you guys are my motivation. Keep coming in each day, keep pushing myself, better myself. My wife, without her, I wouldn't be here on the mats. She has altered me the last couple of years to make sure that I can stay on the mats as long as possible. And I appreciate it. Just the 10WO guys on the forum, thank all you guys. The system, man, I'm completely in love with the system, the strategy, the techniques, the philosophy. But for me, all those things are a vehicle for a greater message. And that's something that comes straight from Eddie's heart. That was one of the first things I attached onto, is that you have to live life positively. You have to find the positive in every situation, you know, that you're presented with. And this is a milestone for me and a transformation of my life that has allowed me to have what I have today. Most of it is encouragement, is motivation, and to prompt me to keep pushing and keep moving forward. I think, shit. I want to say this. I've heard, I travel a lot, I do a lot of seminars, and I'm blessed for that because of his encouragement. And Eddie pushes people to bring me out as well too. So I've gotten to travel a lot the last 5 years and teach a lot of people that I would never have otherwise had a chance to meet. And I hear stories everywhere I go and how Eddie and the system have influenced them and allowed them to transform their lives as well. Whether someone was going through a horrible divorce, someone lost a loved one, lost a job, or just was, maybe had a medical condition that didn't allow them to view life in a positive manner. And I don't know that you really know how many people you really influenced. And I want to take the time for not only myself, but for those people and all the stories that haven't been told yet, and how the system and Stuart influence and change people's lives.